Not tripping on that. All I have to do is have the will to do, and I shall receive. That was God's promise. I just gotta stay at it. I just gotta stay into it. And I can't stop. I gotta stay at it. You know what I'm saying? You know, have proper time for rest. That's the key. You got to have rest, but still at the same time, you gotta keep moving. And that's what I intend to do, you dig? And I intend to show that, I intend to share that same energy with other individuals, hoping that they can grasp onto that same energy and ride. You know what I'm saying? They gotta ride it, you dig? They gotta be able to have that fire in their eyes. They gotta be able to have it. That sizzle's got to, it's got to start somewhere. You feel me? That spark has got to start somewhere. You dig? So, you know, this is why I love coming out here. I love doing the things I'm doing, you dig? I love just chilling right here. I love just hanging, you dig what I'm saying? And, you know, like I say, my whole purpose right now is to show individuals how to build. I want to put numbers together. I want to show them how the numbers they work with are the same numbers that I work with, that associates to what I do, to my craft. You feel me? So I want to put that same energy, the same hustle, that same drive that a lot of these individuals have. I want to put it to a better purpose, man. Somebody's got to start it. Somebody got to start it. Somebody has got to start it. Just like how we sell dope out in the streets, right? You know, we're gonna look at this thing as if we're selling dope, so to speak. You know, I might not supposed to bring it to you like this, but I'm gonna bring it to you like this because I feel this may be effective. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna look at it like this here. Now, this is the tape measure I've drawn out to about, you know, it's just over 3.5 inches. You know, but right now what we're gonna concentrate on is from 1 inch on back. Here we go. We got 1 inch right here. This is your 1 inch mark. Now, this 1 inch is your whole mark, which would basically be considered 1 ounce, right? So now, if we break an ounce down, if you break an ounce into a half, you break a half ounce down, you got what? A half an ounce. You got half of one. I'll tell you too, there's that name Bezaleel that I have. I introduced that to y'all at the beginning of my first program. I think it was my first program when I announced my name, Bezaleel. And I kind of want to give y'all a little history on that. That name simply means being under the shadow of God. That's what that name means. Now the person, you'll have to find him in the Old Text. He was first introduced in Exodus 31. This was the guy who was pretty much involved in a lot of the building efforts that the people had to go through during their transit from Egypt on the way to the Promised Land. And Bezaleel was instructed. God blessed this man with the art of workmanship, craftsmanship. The man was gifted of having a lot of people underneath him and being able to show them exactly what needs to be going on when it comes to building. That's what he was about. That's what he was about. Now that same persona, Christ took over that same persona. There were other builders in between, there were other builders that were before him. But what makes him so unique is how he was blessed with the art of communication, of knowing how to work well with every individual. He worked with other people, because let's not get it misunderstood, man. It wasn't just the children of Israel that left Egypt. There were some Egyptians that left Egypt too, along with them, because they seen what was right. They went for the right and left behind what was wrong. So he trained a lot of individuals in the building. He trained them how to build. How do you think Joshua understood how to build the altar of whole stones when that building project took place? Joshua was the one that built that. So who's to say who taught him how to do that? Because this was a construction project that involved stones that was no tool was to touch it. It was not to be sculpted under no circumstances, which means they were individually selected stones that God had selected himself, and they had this inscriptions of the words of the laws of Moses written on stone, which created that altar. So who's to say who taught him how to do that? Because Bezaleel had a lot of helpers. He had another one that was associated with him, which was Aholiab, and he was also introduced in Exodus 31. But he had a lot of other apprentices with him. He trained a lot of individuals. He put he put his heart into a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And that same spirit that he had it just took off and it waved around to a lot of individuals and it passed over a lot of generations. So I'm gonna say it like this here. I'm gonna just be bold. I just gotta be bold and say this here. The program that I have right now, I'm putting on right now, is called the 4 square building technique. It's the 4 square. It's a 4 square building technique. Well, it's gonna actually start off with us using the Pythagorean theorem formula on ourselves first, to get ourselves squared, so that way we can be symmetrically in line with all 4 corners of our temple. That's where it starts. So that's where it starts. That's where it starts. So, I mean, hey, that might be a little deep right there, but as time goes on, you'll understand more of what I'm trying to explain, because, like I say, my thing is to pull. I want to pull what's inside individuals, and I want to pull them out. I want to pull it out. It's in our bloodline. It's in our bloodline. We are skilled tradesmen, and I want to be able to inject that same energy towards other people who got it in them too. I know they got it. They're walking around everywhere. I mean, they're good with numbers. If they go with numbers, you know how to read a tape measure, and you can take off and run with it from there. So with that, I just wanted to at least holler. I just at least wanted to holler at y'all about that. I'm thankful that y'all gave me a few minutes on that. Sweet, man. I'm telling you, man, it was great, man. Everybody was out hanging. Ain't like that now. Police come through here and kind of shut it down now. You know, it's like a ghost town right here. It's crazy. It don't make no sense, you know. But nevertheless, this is my neighborhood. You know, this is where I grew up at. You dig? And like I said, man, I'm from New Orleans, man, but this is where I grew up at. You know, right here. It's right here. For real. Gotta give love to this place, man, because this is one of the places that raised me when I was a kid. My grandfather, his name is written on this wall over here, you know, and I come over here and I look at it and I say to myself, you know what? Part of my name is etched on that wall with him because I bear his name. I bear his name, you know, it's through my blood, you know, and every time I come over here, I just think about the good times, the things that I've shared while I was here. I mean, it's been a lot of, you know, it's had its bad times here, you know, while I was here, you know, growing up in the house with my grandfather. It was rough, you know. I mean, it was real rough, you know. I mean, especially by me being the oldest in all of us in the house. You know, it was 5 kids, and I was the oldest of all of them, you know. And of course, I had my indifferences. With my grandfather. You know, we've had a lot of headbutts. You know, we went into a lot of a lot of problems. You know, I became a lot of disappointments to him. You know, and I think my grandfather took that to his grave. You know, he took that disappointment of how I was supposed to be in his eyes. You know, from what he thought I was to be, from what he's seen himself as for me to be. I disappointed him. I disappointed him real bad. And I feel horrible for that. I feel extremely horrible for that. So, I mean, with that, that's what got me doing what I'm doing. Ready to hold a 4 square building technique. It's a 4 square building technique. It's what it is. You know, we're gonna learn how to put things in a symmetrical perspective. In a symmetrical perspective. Gotta say that, man. So with that, I want to thank y'all for showing up, you dig? And catch me next week, same time, same channel. I got more for you. This is BEZ. You heard me? And I will holler back at you.